Good morning. It's Sunday, October 2nd. And yesterday morning, I was looking for something to rant about. And I spotted an article that talked about the hurricane that just hit Florida. And it talked about the actions of the commissioners in a particular county who did not react very quickly and took a little too long to order the evacuation. And so many people who could have conceivably run to shelter were stuck in their homes while Ian came through with a storm surge that drove them to the upper levels of their houses. And it killed more people in Lee County than any other county in Florida that was hit by the storm. And then I proceeded from that article to start looking at the pictures of the devastation that the hurricane had caused. And I saw mobile home parks completely destroyed. And I saw boatyards and little inlets with the boats strewn up on the beaches, turned upside down. So Mother Nature is a force that we cannot control, and we must come to grips with in some way, shape, or form. And then I remembered the stories about the hurricane on Long Island, the one that hit in 1938. And I've been to that part of Long Island. Between West Hampton Beach and Southampton, there's a place called the Shinnecock Inlet. And the Shinnecock Inlet did not exist before the hurricane of 1938. That hurricane created the Shinnecock Inlet. And it also created 12 other inlets on the eastern end of Long Island. And I remember during my trips out to that part of the island, going to places like Dune Road, where people will build homes right on the beach. Homes that cannot be insured because the insurance companies know the power of the storms that are liable to come through. So why do people do that? Why do they risk their lives and their family fortunes in places where Mother Nature could get them? I don't know. I don't have any understanding of that. Now, on Long Island, there was no reason to be on those beaches. In Florida, it's a little different. These are whole communities and cities like Naples, Florida, which was put underwater on the west coast of Florida. And Fort Myers also. Those are cities. And they're not vacation places like Long Island, right? Because most of the people who are living in Southampton and West Hampton, those are vacation homes for the most part. We have a large population of people who live out there, but I would bet you that 50% of the people who have homes out there are seasonal. And one must understand the power of nature. One must not be taking chances with Mother Nature. At least I don't think so. I don't think it's great to live a life where you can see beautiful water and look out the window and feel great every day, when at any moment Mother Nature can destroy your view and possibly affect your lives. And it was very interesting when I looked at the photos of the 1938 hurricane. I saw basically the same images that I saw from Ian. I saw boats strewn up on the shores of Long Island, homes in these little towns along the water destroyed. And the pictures, although they're not in color, those were black and white photographs in those days, were equally disturbing. And the hurricane of 1938 killed 60 people. So the force of a hurricane doesn't change. Nature doesn't change itself. A hurricane is a hurricane. It doesn't get better or it doesn't get old. It's destructive, constant. It has winds that can run up to like 150 miles an hour. A wind at 85 miles an hour knocks trucks off the road and everything. Imagine what 125 miles an hour is doing. So we have to come to grips with this, and we have to be more cautious in our lives. But living in some places where it's beautiful has an attraction that makes thinking about the future and the possible disaster that could befall you impossible to worry about. So people have to be cautious where they decide to move, and can they afford it? Because nobody's going to insure those homes. When we moved to Long Island, we looked for a house on a hill, and we are not near the water. But several times the house on the hill has proved to be very helpful. So I don't worry about flooding. The danger of living on a hill is that when it snows, it can be slippery to get down the hill. But at least we don't have to worry about floods. And I remember the Hurricane Sandy when it hit. And I had friends who lost their home on Long Island during Sandy, along with many others who lived in the same community. And the insurance company that insured many of those homes against floods and hurricanes, etc., had to declare bankruptcy because they couldn't pay off all of the insurance claims. So on top of having a disaster, this entire area was filled with homes that couldn't be repaired. And the federal government had to step in and help out. And that took a long time to get straightened out. So Mother Nature is not always our friend. And even when you take the proper precautions, like you have a house and you get insurance and everything, still, Mother Nature can beat you. So I leave you with those thoughts this morning. Not a very pleasant situation. Still raining, and have a great day. Bye.